Welcome back, viewers. Today we will be testing the 10-20 crossover with the Heikin Ashi signals.
But before we do, if you have not watched my first video and the videos after that, you need to go do that right now. Here at the Academy of Forex, we are building the best trading system possible as a team, and as a team, we will all profit from it when we are done. You can find a link to the first video down in the description below. You can also find a link to our Discord server, so that way we can all discuss testing indicators and building our trading system. And lastly, you can find a link below to TradingView. If you sign up for a paid account, you will save a little bit of money using the link below.
Alright, as I said, today we will be testing the 10-20 crossover with the Heikin Ashi signals. But before we do, I wanted to put the indicator scoreboard up for everyone to see. So to date, we have tested 63 indicators. And out of those 63 indicators, 18 of them have been winners, which means that they have met or exceeded the 60% win-loss ratio threshold that we have set for them. The best one so far was able to achieve a 100% win rate. Now you need to go back and watch that video to understand the context of how it was able to achieve that. But as we are working on building the best trading system possible, you can take any one of these 18 indicators and get out there and start profitably trading the market with them now. So go back and watch those videos, make a list of those indicators, and get out there and see what you can do with them. But stick with us here as we work on maximizing your trading profits. Alright, so this indicator is a TradingView member created indicator, and it is a 10-20 moving average crossover with the Heikin Ashi signals. And so basically what we have here is a two-line cross, and then we have these dots here. Actually, it's a dot and a square. Kind of hard to see, they're rather small, but there is red squares and green dots. And this is a two-part trading system, and so when the dot appears, the green dot appears, that would be a signal to go long, but only if the green line here is above the red line. So for example, right here would be a signal to go long. And then on the reverse side, when a red square appears, that is a signal to go short, but only if the red line is above the green line. And so, for example, right here. Got it? Not too difficult, but definitely a two-part system here, and a little bit more difficult than some of the other indicators that we've tested in the past. So that's how we'll be testing it today. Let's get on with the testing and see what we can get out of it. Oh, and I forgot to mention, okay, so one more aspect to this, and this makes it a little bit more subjective, and so I don't believe, well, let me explain it first. Okay, so the creator also said that not only should there be a green dot with the green line above the red, but the candles should have broke up above these lines relatively recently. And so I get what they're trying to do. What they're trying to do in that aspect is they're trying to weed out the cycle, right? And so often what you'll see in Forex trading is that there's a cycle that happens with the trading. And so it will go up, have a slight pullback, it'll go up, it'll have a slight pullback, it'll go up, and normally these cycles come in threes is kind of the most common. Now that's not definite, that's not a guarantee that it's going to happen in 3 but often you will see that it happens in 3. And I think it's often psychological as well. And so after the third push, you'll start to see a weakening in the trading, and you can expect that it's either going to have a significant pullback, a rather large pullback, or it will reverse the trend altogether. And so this is something that you or I have to deal with on a regular basis, because as our signals are telling us to take a trade, sometimes they're telling us to take a trade right at what seems to be the top of the movement or the momentum that is taking place. As the momentum is weakening, we're trading right into it. And so that can be problematic sometimes. But another issue with that is that saying that these candles had to have broke recently is rather subjective and hard to kind of put a definite on, if that makes any sense. And so when it comes to a trading system, we need something that isn't subjective. We need something that's a clear line in the sand. And so in this instance, I think what we will do is we will only take the first signal that takes place in that trend. I think we'll try that. Better yet, let's do this. Let's just go ahead and say that we just take every signal as it gives it to us, using the green dot, green line above, red square, red line above type approach, and see what that does. Because again, it's going to be really challenging to really define, recently broke through type definition to it. And I know it seems easy. It seems like it would be something simple to do, but it's really not. And you'll run into it most when you get into areas like this. It will be super challenging for you to kind of follow. And what will happen is you'll end up starting to kind of trick yourself out, and you'll end up going, yeah, it kind of looks like it broke price, and there is, kind of a green circle here, and, with recent price break, like here, and so again, it starts to get really problematic really quick. We need something that's clearly defined for all people to be able to see. So that was a lot of rambling. Sorry, we will move on here with the testing process. So that was the first trading signal there. And as you can see here, like I was saying, so we had a 1 push, 2 push, 3 push, and now look at this weakening of the price action here. You can see that it pulled way back on this one. It tried to make a new high here, but it doesn't seem like it's quite capable of doing so. Now, that's not to say that it can't, but often what you see in these instances is a 1, 2, 3. Then you get something like a double top right here, and that was a double top right there across those two lines. So if we drew a line from here to there, that's a double top. It attempted to break, but it wasn't able to break above the high of this candle right here. It did not make a new high. And sure enough, it come tumbling down, right? And so let's see here. This would have been a signal right there. Would not have gotten us a win. And so, yeah, reading cycles, reading the cycles of movement, and reading the momentum, you know, this is all really advanced stuff. It has its place, definitely in trading, but it's all right. Let's see what is it doing here. Came down here. And see, here's an example. It doesn't necessarily have to be 3, but you can start to spot the weakening of the momentum down here at the bottom as it dropped 1, 2, technically 3 here, and then started to put in a double bottom, almost triple bottom maybe. So let me figure out what we're doing here. So we got one signal here. It did not, well, let's measure this out. Did it stop us out there? Yes, it stopped us out. And then it gave us another signal here. That has not stopped us out here. No, has not. So let's play it. See what it is going to do here. So we're still tracking this one right here. And this. Okay, so it did eventually give us a win on that one. So basically what I did was I said that I got in this trade right here and I was in it. I hadn't gotten stopped out going up yet. I hadn't taken my first profit target. And so I would have just rode this price action out for this entire time, even though it's giving me other signals. First of all, these aren't valid long signals because the green line isn't above the red. And secondly, these short signals here, I wouldn't have taken because I would already been in a trade on this pair and just riding it out. Then eventually it made its push down here. Did a fake out, but put in basically still kind of a double bottom before the momentum pushed it back up, and now we can expect it to take off in the top direction here, right? So that would have been a trade there, a winning trade. So let's move on here. There you go. As I said, it took off in the up direction here. The momentum weakened down here. You can see that by the consolidation that took place after the cycle 1, 2, and technically a 3. Again, not always 3, so don't count on it. But you can see signs, a lot of signs of weakening. And this type of trading, again, it has its place once you have a clear defined system that allows you to have signals. Like you have this clear defined system that gives you a signal to either go short or to go long. And now you can also add in confluence of other things. Like how many cycles have taken place? Are we seeing a sign of the stock weakening? And so these are perfect examples right here where these trades were being called out, is that this, this was a clear sign of weakening in this move. And so at that point, you could not only have your regular trading system that gives you a call that clearly defines this is where you need to take that trade. And let's say that trading system gives you a 85% win rate, right? Now what you can do is you can add in, and you can do this on your own. It doesn't have to be something that is defined by the system itself, but you can add in and you can say to yourself, if there was a cycle of 3, if there was consolidation, if there was, pick any one of these. If there was, if the stock was not putting in lower lows, then these are signs that the short position here was weakening and the momentum was weakening in the move down. And so you could say, that to take a short position with your trading system, you also have to see the stock making lower lows. And so right here is an example where it wasn't making lower lows. It gave you a signal and you could say, no, I'm not taking that trade. Now, what you have to do is you have to you know, test it and see if that's something that's actually adding to your win rate. And so if it's not, so here's a perfect example where this trade right here, technically, no, it would not have stopped you out, but you would have gotten another win out of it. But there are instances where you would not have gotten another win, and that would have been a good time to not take that trade. And so you can take a trading system, say from an 85% win rate, and you can boost that up to a 95% win rate if you add in confluence of other things to it. So that is some tips from an experienced Forex trader. All right, let's see here. So we got a short signal right here. Had one there. Then it started calling these longs. Then it called that short right there. And it looks like that short was blown out. Yes, there it is. It definitely hit our stop. Alright, and so I am going to keep moving on with this here and get closer to mid-year and see what we get out of this thing. We're a little past midway through the year now. It's not doing too horrible. It actually just picked up a little losing streak here. Kind of ate down on some of the losses a little bit there. One thing I do wish is that this creator would have, so you could go into TradingView, you could take the code. I believe almost always when a member creates an indicator like this, they have the open source code for these indicators. And so what you could do is you could go in and you can write into the code that the green dot and red square only appears when a specific a specific rule takes place. And so what you can do is you can change it to where if the green line is not above, then the red dots won't appear. And if the red line is not above, the red squares won't appear. And so that will help kind of weed out some of the visual noise of this indicator. That would have been nice for the creator to do, but they did not for some reason. And so that's something that could easily be done by using the code and writing that into it. I've done that with a few of my own indicators that I've just kind of played around with. Nothing special, so I don't have anything great as far as indicators. I'm just kind of playing around, trying to learn code and stuff like that. So, okay, so here's a little bit of a questionable area on this indicator. So you have the signal to go long here, and on the entry candle here, you can see that it crosses, the green line crosses down below. The thing is, when you were looking at this candle here, the signal candle, the green line was still above. It's not until this candle here closed that it would have then painted the line down below. So we would have taken that one right there, even though technically it appears to us as though the line is below. That makes sense. But we would have gotten a win out of it. So we are close to the end of the year now. Not too many more. Let's see. The red line is above there. Boy, it looks like they are right on top of each other, but I do believe there is still a split in those right there. All right. Finish out the end of the year here. There we go, that one. See if we get any more signals. Nope, that is the end of the year there. All right, so let's see what we get out of this indicator here. Is that all the way back? Yep, that's all the way back. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Ooh, ouch. We need 16 to meet the 60% right criteria on this one. It's actually 15 and a half, more or less. And so this one was super close. And yeah, something about this one feels really interesting and really, you know, I don't know, like it just has potential. There's something after testing tons and tons and tons of indicators, you know, you'll start to get this kind of feel for how the indicator moves and how it works and the signals that it gives, and you'll start to be able to identify indicators that feel like they have really good potential. And so I'm going to mark this one out. I'm going to highlight this one. It's going to go on the no list for now, but I'm going to highlight it to double back on at some point, or even in my free time, play with it and see what I can do with it, and then yeah, go from there. So for now, it's a no, but this one we might definitely go back and explore. So we will move on from here.
If you have not already, like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell notification so that way you are notified anytime I post a new video. As part of the team, it's important that you are seeing the new videos as they come out so you know what it is that we are discussing and what indicators we are testing, have tested, and have not tested. Also, like usual, there is a link below in the description to the Discord server. You can join us on Discord so that way we can further discuss the indicators and have discussions as we move forward building our trading system. And lastly, like usual, there is a link below to TradingView. If you like what you see whenever I use TradingView and you are interested in signing up for TradingView, if you use the link below and sign up for a paid account, you will save a little bit of money. So, all right, everybody, I will see you on the next video.